Hey guys, just wanted to give you a little comparison video on the API Liquid Master Test Kit versus the Aquarium Co-op test strips. I've always been a firm believer in the API Liquid Master Test Kit. In my experience, I couldn't find any test strips that were near as accurate. But I think that we found a met your match type of thing. So let me flip the camera around, show you what I'm talking about. So I was just testing my tanks. As you can see here, all my tanks are at about 20 ppm of nitrates, except for this one. You can see how red it is. I'm well above 40 ppm there. This usually is not the case. I can usually go 2 weeks to a month without having to do a water change. This test is from my 125 gallon community tank right there. I know the reason why the nitrates are high is because I've been feeding too heavy in that tank. Now, as you can see, although it is clean and you don't see uneaten food laying around, right? Just because your tank's clean doesn't mean your nitrates are going to go up due to uneaten food and poop, because the more you feed your fish, the more they poop. Filters take it out, they get clogged up in the filter. If you don't clean your filter, that contributes to high nitrates as well. So you have to clean your filter too, periodically, especially in an overstocked tank. I do have a lot of fish in that tank. But at any rate, I wanted to show you a comparison of the API Liquid Master Test Kit versus Aquarium Co-op's test strips. As you can see here, that is well above 40 ppm. That is time to do a water change. We like to keep them below 40 ppm. I'd like to see them in the orange, 20s, 10s. That is high nitrates. The Aquarium Co-op test strips. We want to look at the top chart, that is nitrates. Now this has been sitting a little bit since I tested it, so the color can vary a little bit the longer it sits, but as you can see here, the darker pink color there, it's not 50. That 50 is like a light pink. It's darker than that. We're more into the 100 range, where it even says, they give you a nice little bracket here, change water. That's where we're at. This is right in line with the API Liquid Master Test Kit, what it's reading. I have done this test before. I think I even have another video on this. I think I even have a video showing my DIY Liquid Master Test Kit water testing center. I built this thing a while back when you're testing multiple tanks. This is a cool little thing I built to help you keep everything organized and straight. Everything's labeled: ammonia, nitrites, pH, and nitrates. 4 vials for each tank. Each tank's labeled. Now obviously I've got tanks since then. If I would have had the more tanks, I would have made more spots, but this still works. Cut out foam in the back to organize all the test kits, and then an area here for all the the glass tubes. What's nice is after you go rinse these tubes, I rinse them out in the water, and I like to make sure there's no existing tap water in my test tubes before I reuse them, because I don't want a false reading. Only water I want in these test tubes is the water from the aquariums. So if you rinse them in your tap water, you need to get it dry. But luckily, I have multiple test tubes. I got a lot of them. So what I do is I rinse them out and I turn them upside down. That's a paper towel there, and they just sit there and dry. And I don't have to take a paper towel and run it into each one or anything like that. So that saves time. So there it is.